From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily for Tuesday, March 9th. Another terrific weather day is in store for us. Warm temperatures, breezy winds. It's going to make for a great day, though. Get outside and enjoy some fresh air. Highs are going to top out in the mid-60s with plenty of sunshine.
My kids have not been able to see or hug their great-grandma, their Gigi Ma for the last year, so I know they're really excited to get to see her again.
People are ready to reunite. This morning, grandparents who have already been vaccinated against COVID-19 have been given the green light to be reunited with loved ones they've had to keep away from because of the pandemic. According to the Centers for Disease Control's vaccination tracker, these new rules will directly affect more than 31 million people in the United States who are fully vaccinated right now. And the tracker shows nearly 30 million more people have received that first shot. So we'll be joining that first group here shortly. And the new guidelines affect those who are fully vaccinated. The CDC defines that as at least 2 weeks past your final shot. If that's you, the CDC says it's okay to gather indoors, unmasked with other people vaccinated, and in small single household groups of unvaccinated people, as long as the others are at low risk of severe symptoms. The fully vaccinated also don't have to quarantine after exposure to the virus as long as they don't start showing symptoms.
I feel like it's a step closer to getting things back to normal.
We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's exciting.
Some health officials say they're worried that the new guidelines may be confusing. According to the Johnson County Health Department director, fully vaccinated people should still wear masks and social distance in public. And this morning, the airline industry is voicing concerns over the CDC's guidance on travel. The agency still says that people should avoid non-essential travel even if they're fully vaccinated. An industry group, Airlines for America, argues that there are precautions in place to prevent the virus from spreading. It says that includes heavily filtering the air in airplane cabins, along with the federal mandate that requires masks be worn during flights. President Biden is planning a primetime speech to mark 1 year since the start of the pandemic shutdown. March 11th, 2020. That is the day the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic. According to the White House, Biden will remember the lives lost, the sacrifices made. He'll also talk about returning life to what it was before COVID-19. And in Congress, a House vote on the COVID relief bill is delayed at least 1 day. The Senate voted to move the $1.9 trillion proposal forward Saturday. House leaders then set today as a target date for considering the amended Senate version. Now, CNN is reporting that the vote will most likely take place tomorrow, citing House leaders who say it's just taking a minute to process all of it. President Biden says he's ready to sign the bill as soon as he gets it.
By passing this plan, we would have delivered real, tangible results for the American people and their families. They'll be able to see and know and feel the change in their own lives.
If the House passes the Senate version with no more amendments, it goes straight to Biden's desk. More than a quarter of the state's restaurant and lodging industry in Indiana is predicting a 7 to 12-month recovery period before returning to normal. That's according to the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association's February report. 12% of owners surveyed say they will probably or definitely close in the next 3 months if there are no additional relief packages from the government. So far, a fifth of the state's restaurants have permanently closed. And the governor is ordering flags to fly at half-staff in Howard County to honor a Kokomo firefighter's death in the line of duty. According to Kokomo's fire union, Captain Martin Myers died in a battle with COVID-19 earlier this month. Services are today at Crossroads Community Church in Kokomo. Viewing is from 12 to 3 this afternoon, with a funeral to follow. There will then be a procession from the church going north to Kokomo Fire Station 6. The fire department shared a map of the route. You can find that on wishtv.com. The community is welcome to line the streets to pay respects to Captain Myers. Kokomo Fire expects that procession to start around 5 o'clock. Tip-off for the Big Ten women's basketball tournament is in Indianapolis today. One game today, Wisconsin against Illinois. Purdue is an 11 seed. The Boilers play Iowa tomorrow. IU is the second seed in the tournament and gets a bye all the way to Thursday when they'll play either Michigan State or Penn State, whoever wins that matchup. All of the games are being played at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and thousands of visitors are expected in Indiana during the NCAA tournament. This morning, police in Indianapolis are detailing plans to keep everyone safe. IMPD says it's going to have more officers on the streets, also adding 66 new cameras to its network. There's also a new app called Relay to report crime. Here's how it works. People can take a picture of an issue, post it to the app. That information is then sent to officers in that area. If there's a crime in progress or someone needs medical attention, the app will redirect the person to 911.
It's not a social network. It's a serious app to be an additional safety measure for people to feel safe. They're able to get alerts specifically where they are.
The Relay app doesn't allow other users to comment on posts. And the IUPUI women's basketball team is looking to punch their ticket to the big dance. The Lady Jaguars play in the Horizon League Championship game at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tip-off is at noon. They'll face the Wright State Raiders. IUPUI advanced, beating Milwaukee yesterday 56-46. The win gave head coach Austin Parkinson his 200th career victory. This is the second straight year the Jags have made it to the championship final. Tickets for the first round of the men's NCAA tournament go on sale today. Those games will be played March 19th and 20th. Second round tickets go on sale Thursday. Regional game tickets can be bought starting a week from today. The NCAA is allowing 25% capacity at all games. Empty seats at Lucas Oil Stadium during the NCAA Final Four will be filled by cutouts. Due to the pandemic, seating is limited. You fans can buy a cutout to fill a seat, though, for $100. The money goes to support United Way's Central Indiana COVID-19 Recovery and Rebound Effect and Helinski's Hope Foundation. You do have to submit a photo taken of you by someone 4 feet from you for the cutout. It's for consistency reasons. The cutouts can also be mailed to you after the tournament's over. For more information on the cutouts, you can find that on wishtv.com. It's one of the first 4 stories at the top of the homepage. Today, we expect to hear news of new jobs coming to Central Indiana. The offices of the governor and the mayor of Indianapolis are touting an economic development announcement. The phrase often used to build suspense about a new company adding opportunities in the area. In this case, it's a company from New York called IA. The announcement happens this morning at 10. We'll have a crew there and bring you the very latest on the midday news, as well as wishtv.com, of course. Indiana is among 12 states suing the Biden administration over an executive order on climate change. The White House directed agencies to calculate the social cost of greenhouse gases. Social cost refers to the impact on things like poverty and public health. Todd Rokita joined the suit that claims the regulations would devastate the nation's economy. Indiana state leaders are hoping to reduce the stigma surrounding addiction by launching a multi-million-dollar campaign. $8 million, in fact, will go toward launching the Family and Social Services Know the Facts campaign. It initially targeted 5 counties where new opioid treatment programs were being opened: Tippecanoe, Allen, Monroe, Vigo, and Marion County. But now the campaign is statewide. The campaign has funded several federal grants, including the 21st Century Cures Grant. That grant has helped create a 26% increase in beds at behavioral health hospitals and facilities. It's also added 65 peers in emergency rooms and hospitals to connect people who overdose with treatment options and follow-up. The grants also funded training and education to doctors, social workers, and community health workers, and launched mobile addiction teams. Campaigns also invested in advertising through social media, billboards, PSAs, and has increased engagement on its website.
You know, that radio commercial comes on all the time, and I see the advertising on TV, and I always stop to listen to it, because even though I've heard it 1,000 times, it's just those stories of hope are really engaging for people, I believe.
The FSSA Know the Facts campaign encourages people to use better language to help reduce the stigma of addiction as well. So state leaders say it's preferred to use these words, examples like a person with opioid use disorder rather than addict. Use the word disease rather than drug habit, and substance dependent over the word hooked.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
The judge overseeing the murder trial of a former Minneapolis police officer says jury selection will go forward as planned. Prosecutors are asking the Court of Appeals to pause Derek Chauvin's trial until a decision is finalized on charging him with third-degree murder. Last week, the court ordered the judge to reconsider adding the charge. The Court of Appeals did not respond to the state's request, so now the judge has decided to keep the trial on track unless he's ordered otherwise. Attorneys on both sides agreed to dismiss 16 of the first pool of 50 possible jury members based on their answers to a questionnaire. Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder and manslaughter in George Floyd's death. Floyd's sister is thanking people for showing her family support.
We are praying for justice. Our hope is that justice prevails and we can all use this as an opportunity to be better and do better for those around us.
Chauvin has pleaded not guilty. Breonna Taylor's boyfriend will not face charges for his role in the botched raid that led to Taylor's death. A judge has permanently dismissed all counts against Kenneth Walker. Walker initially faced a charge of attempted murder for firing at Louisville police when they tried to come into his apartment. Walker says he thought intruders were breaking in. Officers then returned fire, killing Breonna Taylor in the process. Prosecutors first dropped the charges against Walker last May, but did so in a way that they still had the option of refiling them. The new ruling ends that possibility. Saturday will mark 1 year since that shooting. IU's head football coach is celebrating a new contract as spring practice starts today. Tom Allen signed a new 7-year contract yesterday. IU will pay him an average salary of $4.9 million a year. Indiana has a 14-7 record since 2019. The team finished number 12 in the AP poll last year. Allen says this is just the beginning of the kind of success he wants for the Hoosiers.
And I want to continue to build off the foundation that we've laid here at Indiana, and want to allow this to be able to, to be what I envisioned it to be, when I first got here, and to be able to compete at the highest level in this conference and across this country.
Allen is the 2020 Big Ten Coach of the Year. And we are following breaking news in college sports this morning. A high-profile coach is out over accusations of sexual misconduct at his former school. The University of Kansas says Les Miles is no longer the Jayhawks football coach. The school had put him on administrative leave late last week when claims surfaced about his time at Louisiana State. The athletic director at Kansas State says the school and Miles have mutually agreed to part ways. A statement from the AD reads in part, "I am extremely disappointed for our university, fans, and everyone involved with our football program." And to other breaking news this morning out of Hawaii, flooding hits Paradise. More than a foot of rain fell in 8 hours over Maui. It turned streets into streams, forced evacuations, and there were more than a dozen rescues. A major fear is a reservoir dam near the north coast of Maui. Water's already flowed over the top of it, and a tweet from the National Weather Service said last night it is in imminent danger of failing. The entire eastern half of the island is under a flash flood warning. This morning, the local mayor in Maui is warning people to watch out for landslides. And back here at home, the landlord of the building housing the Eagle is voicing concerns about a new bus stop that's going to be right outside the restaurant's patio. The new Indigo Super Stop was approved to be installed on the corner of Mass Ave and Delaware. John Knapp wrote an email to the Indianapolis Historic Preservation Commission expressing concerns about drainage issues, fumes, and noise. He wrote, "Customers coming to Massachusetts Avenue are not taking the bus to do so. This will bring a different element of people to the historic corner. I am worried that this will ruin a historic area." One bus rider we spoke with took offense to that.
I thought it was bigoted. What was the biggest word I could think of, racist or classist, but either way, it gave me the impression that, I'm not wanted on Mass Avenue, whether I'm spending money or not.
Indigo says the new bus stop is planned for a place where multiple routes converge.
We serve a vast array of people, and we know that a lot of those people are people that come to eat and enjoy entertainment, as well as people that come to work in this area.
The Eagle restaurant tweeted a statement writing, "Our landlord has no connection with our business other than collecting rent." The restaurant also said it does have concerns about noise and diesel fumes and asked for the bus stop to be moved 500 feet down the street. Vanity Fair reports that Prince Charles is in a state of despair over the Oprah Winfrey interview with his son Harry and daughter-in-law Meghan Markle. The magazine cites a friend of Prince Charles. The royal family has not commented on the interview. In the interview, Markle says royal family members voiced concerns about the skin color of Harry and Meghan's son Archie. Nielsen reports that 17 million people tuned into the interview Sunday. We've been asking on WishTV.com, did you watch the Meghan and Harry interview? This morning, out of dozens of people who answered, 26% say they had, 74% said they didn't watch, but that number has been kind of fluctuating throughout the morning. So if you haven't weighed in, did you watch it? Go to our website, WishTV.com, and weigh in. Finally, to business headlines now. Because of the coronavirus crisis, consumers are paying down debt and saving more than they have in decades. Americans repaid almost $83 billion in credit card debt during 2020. A record, according to Wallet Hub, but there will likely be a surge in spending once people are vaccinated and COVID-related restrictions are lifted. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the COVID stimulus package should allow the U.S. economy to return to full employment in 2022. There were nearly 10 million unemployed Americans in February, almost double the pre-pandemic level. The IMF director said a key part of getting to full employment is vaccinations and getting schools reopened full-time. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are changing the face of commerce, computing, and other technologies on a daily basis. Fetch AI is working on ways to connect people directly with businesses and services they need without a third-party aggregator website. Here's CEO's Humayun Sheikh.
If you have hotels who have agents who can actually book and advertise themselves, the consumer can actually connect with them using their agents. You don't need a middle aggregator.
Fetch's technology could also work with city services like finding a parking place or garbage pickup. Apple is expected to hold its next big event later this month. Apple leaker John Prosser said this on Monday. The product announcement, which could include devices like the long-rumored Smart Tracker tag, the AirPods 3, or an iPad Pro update, will reportedly take place March 23rd. Southwest Airlines said it would add 3 new destinations to woo customers as travel demand rebounds. Chairman and CEO Gary Kelly told employees that the airline would add Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Eugene, Oregon, and Bellingham, Washington to its schedule. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.